beloved soul. If you're hearing this message, the angels have urgent news for your heart. Right now, at this very moment, someone is praying desperately to marry you. Before we share this sacred revelation, if your soul longs for divine love, don't let this blessing pass you by. Tap subscribe and join our family of believers. Every like helps this message reach others praying for the same miracle. If this touches your spirit, comment, "I receive this divine love." Speak your faith into existence. For those moved to support our mission, your super thanks help spread more heavenly confirmations. Now, open your heart as we reveal who's been praying for you and why. This union will shock you. Right now, at this very moment, someone is on their knees praying to marry you. Not just casually wishing, not vaguely hoping, but fervently, passionately, wholeheartedly petitioning heaven for your life to join. This isn't a surface-level desire. This is sacred longing. They're not praying for a wedding. They're praying for a home, a soul they can trust, a love they can honor, a connection that feels like destiny, and their spirit has found you. They may not know your name yet. They may not know where you live, what you look like when you're thinking, how you take your coffee, or what your favorite song is, but still, they pray as if they've always known you, because they do. On a soul level, the angels have recorded it all. Every tear they've shed as they whispered, "God, please, just send me someone real." They've cried out, "Someone who sees my heart, someone who understands my quiet, someone who won't run when things get hard." And in the silence of those late nights, in the stillness of their longing, your soul responded. Because what they pray, you've felt. That pull, that ache, that invisible thread tugging at your spirit. It wasn't your imagination. It was a prayer reaching your frequency. They're not asking for beauty. They're asking for presence. They want your laughter echoing through the walls of their home, your voice calling them in from their doubt, your eyes anchoring them when the world shakes. They're not interested in temporary passion. They want purpose. They've asked God, "Give me someone I can grow with, someone who will build something that lasts." And when they close their eyes, they see you, not your face, but your light. The way your energy makes them feel safe, the way your silence speaks volumes, the way your very existence brings them peace. They've felt your absence without knowing it was you. They've searched through empty conversations, through shallow connections, looking for you, and when it didn't feel right, they walked away, because their spirit said, "Not yet. The one I'm waiting for hasn't arrived." That's how strong their faith is. They've turned down easy love because they believe you're worth the wait. And as they kneel in prayer, they're not asking for fantasy. They're asking for truth. They're asking to be the kind of person you'd trust, the kind of partner you'd pray with, the kind of love that reflects heaven on earth. Their prayers are pure, not desperate, but devoted. They pray for your strength, that God would protect you from harm. They pray for your dreams, that nothing delays your purpose. They pray for your heart, that it stays soft despite the disappointments. They don't want to just love you. They want to honor you. And when they ask God to bring you into their life, they do it with trembling hands, because they know you're sacred. The angels gather close when your name is whispered, even when it hasn't yet been spoken aloud, because heaven knows who you are. Heaven knows whose prayer you are. And that person? They're not far. They're being prepared, purified by patience, matured by the wait. because God won't let them meet you half-formed. You are too important, too precious, too powerful. So heaven is still working, still refining, still aligning every detail, and soon, very soon, they'll walk into your life, and your soul will remember. They'll say something small, and your heart will pause, not out of fear, but from recognition, because this love won't come with chaos. It will come with confirmation. No performance, no pretending, just presence, peace, promise. They'll know, and you'll know, that this is the love that was prayed into existence. So, don't give up now. Don't let the wait fool you. Don't mistake delay for denial. Right now, there is someone on their knees, with your name on their lips and your face in their spirit. They're speaking to God on your behalf, and heaven is listening. If your heart feels this truth, if something in your spirit says, "This is for me," type this below: I receive. The love that's been prayed for me, I believe it's on the way. Let the angels record it. Let your faith make room. Let divine timing do what only it can, because the one who's been praying for you is closer than you think. And love like this doesn't miss, doesn't fade, doesn't fail. It finds you, it wraps around you, it stays. And when it arrives, it won't need to announce itself loudly. It will move gently, but powerfully, like a familiar breeze through your soul. You'll feel it before they say a word, because your spirit has already been listening, already attuned, already woven together through prayer. This love has been traveling to you through time, through tests, through trials, and every detour, every delay has been divine protection, because anything less than this love would have only distracted you from the one who was made for you. This is why your past relationships didn't work out, why you always felt a quiet ache even when things seemed fine, because your soul was holding space for the one who prayed for you. And now, they're closer than ever. Their steps are being ordered. Your angels are positioning divine appointments. Your heart is being softened just enough to let this love in. You won't have to perform. You won't have to wonder. You won't have to second guess if they truly care, because they'll show up differently, consistent, intentional, clear. They'll look you in the eyes and you'll see it. That fire, that reverence, that quiet awe that says, "I can't believe I finally found you." They won't just want to date you. They'll want to cover you in prayer, to build a life beside you, to honor the calling on your name, because to them, you're not just a dream. You're an answered prayer. You are their future, their purpose, partner, their God did it, and all the nights you spent wondering if love like this was real will melt away in the warmth of their presence. It won't be perfect, but it will be pure. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it, because this love isn't just about happiness. It's about healing. It's about two people who've walked through fire and still chose faith. Two souls who didn't settle so they could find each other whole. You're not late. You're not forgotten. You're protected, because heaven has been crafting something sacred. And when it's finally placed in your hands, you'll know exactly what to do with it. So stay ready. Stay open. Stay faithful. Because someone is still on their knees tonight, whispering, "God, please bring them to me. I don't need perfection. I just need the one you chose." And heaven is responding. I already have. If this stirred your heart, if your spirit says yes, type it in the comments now. I am loved. I am chosen. I receive this divine union. Let the angels record your agreement. Let heaven prepare the way, because love is not just on the way. It's already searching for you, and very soon, you'll meet the one who's been praying for you. You felt this energy without understanding it. Those moments when you suddenly felt cherished for no reason. The warmth that floods your chest during random silences. The tingling peace that enters your body when you lie awake at night, feeling watched over. The way your breath deepens in moments of stillness, as if someone, somewhere, is thinking about you. You thought maybe you were imagining it, but the truth is far more beautiful. You weren't imagining it, you were receiving it. These were their prayers, reaching across the veil. Words spoken through faith. Tears released into the sky. Hopes so strong they traveled beyond time and space. Their love so strong it transcends physical separation. They've been calling your soul forward, whispering to heaven, please keep them safe, keep them soft, keep them near, even if I don't yet see them. You may never have met, but your hearts have already started a conversation. They feel your pain. When you're quiet, they rejoice when you laugh out loud. They light a candle every time they sense you're hurting, even if they don't know why. The angels have shown us their prayer journal. It's not ordinary, it's sacred. Worn edges, stains from weeping, pressed flowers from moments of longing, and page after page, filled with letters to a soul they haven't met in the flesh, but already love with everything they have. They write things like, God, I don't know who they are yet, but let them feel safe tonight. Let them remember they are worthy of love. Help me become the kind of person they deserve. They describe you in detail, not your appearance, but your presence. They write about your laugh, though they've never heard it. They describe the way you'll look at them, like you see into their depths. They envision sitting beside you in silence, feeling whole. They imagine building a life, not filled with grand gestures, but with sacred routines. Cooking, praying, resting, dreaming. They're not asking heaven for perfection. They're asking for alignment. Someone whose battles have built compassion. Someone whose wisdom was born from the fire. Someone who still believes in love after everything. They describe someone exactly like you, not flawless, but faithful, not without scars, but still open, not always strong, but always willing. They've been writing to you for years, without an address, but their heart has been mailing letters to heaven, and heaven knows exactly where to forward them to you every time you've been comforted for no reason. That was one of their letters arriving every time you've gotten through a hard day without knowing how. It was their love holding you steady. Every whisper that told you, don't give up. It wasn't just your intuition. It was their prayer being delivered by angels. They've waited for the day heaven delivers those letters. For the day they get to look at you and say, it's always been you. And on that day, you'll remember, not from memory, but from soul recognition. You'll recognize their energy. From those nights, you felt peace without explanation. You'll feel their words again, like echoes coming home, and you'll realize you weren't alone all this time. You were loved in advance. You were called by name in places your feet had never walked. And every time you wondered if anyone would ever understand you, they were writing about that exact fear, saying, God, help me hold the parts of them that no one else can see. You were seen before you were seen. You were chosen before you ever arrived. And now, the delivery is near. Their letters are finding their way. The veil is thinning, your timelines are aligning, and the moment you meet, you'll feel it all, like a dam breaking, like rain after drought, like home. And when they speak, you won't need a long explanation, because your soul will already know, this is the one who prayed me into being. So if you feel this, if your heart has been aching with recognition, if tears come and you don't know why, it's because they're getting closer. Their prayers are arriving. The letters are being stamped with heaven's seal, and the angels are smiling. Because soon the sender and the receiver will meet in the same moment, and your hands will finally hold what your spirit has always known. If this touched you, type in the comments, I receive the letters. I receive the love that's been written to me. Let heaven deliver the final confirmation, because your soulmate has been writing for you, and now it's almost time for you to write back. And when you do write back, it won't need to be with pen and paper. Your reply will come through your eyes, the first time they meet theirs, through the softness of your smile that whispers, I remember you, through the tears that form, not from sadness, but from a sacred reunion of souls that were always meant to collide in this lifetime. They won't need to ask, are you the one? Because everything inside them will already know. They'll see the answer in the way your spirit settles when they speak, in how your laughter echoes something familiar, in the way your energy feels like every prayer they've ever spoken come to life, and you'll feel the same. Because even if you never read their journal, you've felt every word. You've carried the weight of those unanswered letters in your own silent longing. You've stayed awake at night, not knowing who you were missing, only knowing that someone was out there thinking of you too. They wrote to you from hospital beds, from lonely apartments, from quiet hotel rooms where they wept and begged God for the kind of love that wouldn't leave when it got hard. And you were being shaped by every prayer. Every heartbreak prepared your heart to understand theirs. Every moment you spent growing, healing, becoming was heaven's way of protecting the timing, because their letters weren't meant for the version of you that was still doubting your worth. They were meant for the version of you that now believes you're ready to receive love as deep and rare and sacred as this. This love won't rush you. It won't overwhelm you. It won't demand you to perform, because they already love who you are, not for who you could be, but for the person you've always been behind closed doors. They'll look at you and see the quiet strength, the compassion, the layers no one else ever took time to understand. And you'll look at them and feel safe, known, held, because this connection isn't new. It's just being revealed. You've loved each other through lifetimes of waiting, and now it's your turn to experience it fully. So when the moment comes, when the letter becomes a person standing right in front of you, don't question it, don't overthink it, just breathe, just receive, because love that has been written over years in ink and tears and whispered midnight prayers will not come to destroy you. It will come to remind you that love like this still exists. Love that builds, love that blesses, love that keeps its promises. And you'll look at them and realize they weren't praying for a perfect partner. They were praying for you with all your complexities, your past, your victories, your softness, your fire. And the moment you embrace, heaven will sigh. Because two souls who've been writing back and forth through divine timing will finally speak aloud what their spirits have been saying all along. I found you. I waited for you. I'll never stop choosing you. And the story that was once just pages in a secret journal will become the life you live together, a real, holy love that only God could write. If this speaks to your heart, if your soul feels this truth opening wide, type this in the comments below. I am ready to receive the one who's been praying for me. Let heaven hear your reply. Let the angels move. Let the letters arrive. This time, in person. Their prayers contain startling details about your destiny together. Things even they didn't know they were allowed to want. The kind of home you'll build, not just with walls and windows, but with grace, with truth, with love that never hides. They speak of it like it's already real. Because in their heart, it is. They describe the kitchen, not for the meals, but for the laughter. They imagine the hallway, not for the decor, but for the footsteps of little feet running toward you both. They speak of your home as a sanctuary, not just for you, but for others, a place where broken people will feel safe, where conversations will heal, where tired hearts will be revived. They say things like, God, let our home be a resting place for those you love. And without knowing it, they're painting a vision that heaven already confirmed. Your combined love will become a covering for each other, for the children you may raise, for the people you'll bless without even realizing it. Because when God writes a love story, he doesn't just write for the couple, he writes for generations. The angels have leaned in to listen to their prayers. They've wept at how deep they go. Because while they pray for your union, they're also unknowingly praying over legacy, the kind of love that breaks cycles, that ends trauma, that births something new and holy. They ask for the strength to be a better partner, a present parent, a trustworthy leader. They've asked God to remove anything in them that would make your love unsafe. Not out of fear, but out of reverence. They want to be worthy of the story they feel coming. They want to meet you with clean hands, with a surrendered heart, with eyes that have already cried through the wilderness, and now burn with devotion. They've described your bond in ways they don't even understand. They talk about building with you, not just buildings or brands, but movements, healing ministries, creative spaces, safe homes. Things that impact lives far beyond your circle. They've spoken your name into the heavens over and over, even without knowing it. Their spirit says your name in prayer. With every Lord, send me who I'm meant to build with, and your angels. They've heard every word. They've watched as the prayers rose like incense, scented with longing, tied with faith. They don't realize it yet. But they've been prophesying your future, calling it into being, one whispered hope at a time. Every I pray we raise kind children together, marked in heaven. Every let our love be an example of your grace, stamped with divine approval. They are speaking into your future more clearly than even prophets, because their words are raw, their love is real, and their longing is honest. God has been smiling as these petitions rise, not because they're begging, but because they believe, and belief like that moves mountains. God hears both of you, your prayers echo theirs, even when you don't know it. You've cried into your pillow, begging heaven to reveal the one who won't leave. You've walked through life, looking around at couples, wondering if you're too late. You've tried to convince yourself that love like this isn't for you. But something inside you keeps hoping anyway. That hope is the tether between your souls. It's the invisible cord that connects your longing to theirs. It's what's kept both of you from settling. Because deep down, you're not crazy. You're not asking for too much. You're not living in fantasy. You're answering a divine invitation. Two souls praying the same prayer from different rooms, different cities, maybe even different countries, but the same heart cry, the same ache, the same desire to find what the world says is rare but heaven calls real, and soon, very soon, the door between those rooms will open, and when it does, it won't be fireworks or fanfare. It will be sacred stillness, like the moment when a puzzle piece clicks. Like a breath you didn't realize you were holding, finally released. You'll see them, and it won't feel like meeting a stranger. It'll feel like coming home. They'll look at you and think, this is the one I prayed over, and you'll feel it. You'll recognize the energy you've been feeling in waves during random quiet moments. That energy has a name, a face, a future, and they are walking toward you now, so hold on, stay faithful, keep preparing your heart like they've been preparing theirs, and when the day comes, when your prayer and theirs finally collide, it will shake the atmosphere. Because when heaven joins what prayer has built, nothing can separate it. If this spoke to your heart, type below, I believe our prayers are about to collide. I'm ready for divine union. Let heaven mark your readiness. Let your angels move freely, because the one who prayed for your life is about to walk into it. The signs are already appearing if you know how to look. They're subtle, sacred, woven into your ordinary days like threads of gold in a simple cloth. That friend who keeps mentioning someone you just have to meet. It's not just casual curiosity. It's divine orchestration, a whisper from heaven nudging your circles closer. Even the name that keeps popping into your dreams, or the random photo you saw that made your heart pause. None of this is random. The signs are everywhere. The stranger who smiled too long at you in the store. The uncanny feeling that someone is thinking of you. The song that plays on repeat as if your soul requested it. These aren't coincidences. They're angelic breadcrumbs. Heaven's way of preparing you for what's already on the way. You might have felt it in the way your spirit has shifted lately. Less desire to chase, more desire to be still. That's alignment. You're being positioned. And yes, even the delays, even the rejections, even the things that felt like setbacks, all were divine positioning, not punishments, but redirections, to make sure you don't arrive too soon, when they're not ready, to keep you from arriving too late, after the moment passed, but right on time, at the very moment when their prayers reach critical mass. You see, there's a rhythm to heaven's timing, and the angels have been holding back certain answers, not to tease you, but to time it, to deliver your blessing, at the moment you're most prepared to receive it, not when you're still carrying old heartbreaks, not when you're doubting your worth, but when you're clear, open, steady, and that's where you are now. You may not feel ready, but your spirit is ripe. You're no longer desperate. You're discerning. You're not asking for someone to rescue you. You're ready to recognize the one who's been sent. And they're closer than you think. You might already know them, or you might meet them in a moment so ordinary you almost miss the miracle, like standing in line at a cafe, or taking a walk on a day you nearly stayed in. The angels are choreographing every step. Your delays weren't rejections. They were sacred pauses. They were making sure you didn't enter a season without the person it was written for. So don't be surprised when things start to shift rapidly. when you begin to feel the need to clean your space, to rest more, to dress with more intentionality. That's your spirit responding to the pull of alignment. That's your soul making room, because what's coming deserves your full attention, and the moment heaven says now, it will be swift, like a key in a lock that's waited a lifetime. Suddenly, everything will make sense. The people who left, the doors that closed, the nights you cried, the dreams that repeated. You'll feel the weight of years fall off in one embrace, and you'll hear it in their voice before they even say your name. This is the moment we were created for. So watch the signs, the person you keep dreaming of, the places calling your name, the conversations that seem to come from nowhere. All are leading you to a divine intersection, where your heart and theirs meet in real time. No more wondering. No more guessing, just knowing, and that knowing will feel like peace. Not adrenaline, not confusion, not fear, but peace. Because the kind of love that comes from heaven doesn't shake you with chaos. It settles you, it silences the noise, it awakens what's been sleeping inside you. So listen. That urge to revisit a place from your past, go. That instinct to reach out to someone, do it. That subtle pull towards something you can't explain, follow it. Because it's not just emotion, it's guidance. Your angels are dropping hints daily. And the more you align with your peace, the more you'll notice them. You're not lost, you're being led. And when you least expect it, you'll look up and they'll be there. Not as a stranger, but as the missing piece you didn't know you were still waiting for. And in that moment, your spirit will echo heaven's voice. Yes, now. If you feel this truth in your heart, type below. I hear the signs. I feel the shift. I am ready. Let your spirit declare what your heart already knows. Because the time is not approaching. The time is now. And when it happens, it will feel like everything inside you has been waiting for this very moment. Like your soul will exhale, finally free from holding its breath for love. Not just romantic love, but love that feels like divine partnership, like recognition, like destiny fulfilled. They won't need to say much. You'll know. In the way their eyes meet yours, like they've been searching every lifetime just to see you again. In the way their presence quiets the storm inside your chest. It won't be perfect, but it will be unmistakably aligned. There will be moments of silence that say more than 1,000 conversations ever could. Moments where both of you will realize this is what the waiting was for. The countless nights you questioned, the days you doubted, the prayers you almost gave up on. It all led here, to this meeting. This crossing of timelines, this sacred merge of purpose. Even the detours were directions in disguise. The heartbreaks were pruning, not punishment. The loneliness was preparation, not rejection. The person in front of you will carry the same kind of tenderness you once thought only existed in dreams. But it's real now, flesh and soul, spirit and commitment, willingness and reverence. They will not want to possess you. They will want to protect what God has written over you. They won't be intimidated by your light. They'll be inspired by it. They'll want to build with you. Not just a life, but a legacy. Because when divine love shows up, it doesn't just heal, it multiplies. And soon you'll look back at this waiting season not with bitterness, but with quiet awe, because you'll see how precise God's timing really was. Had you arrived earlier, you might have missed each other entirely, but now you are both arriving as your fullest selves. No more masks, No more pretense, just truth, just readiness, just sacred yeses, meeting in perfect rhythm. Even the friends who kept bringing their name up, they were used by heaven to stir your awareness. Even the sudden urge to return to a place you haven't thought about in years, that was your soul responding to the pull of prophecy, because your paths have already crossed in spirit. Now, they are about to cross in real time. And when they do, the world around you will quiet. Everything will feel slow, like time is honoring the moment, and every part of your being will agree. This is the one I've been waiting for. So don't doubt what you're sensing. Don't ignore what your heart already knows. You are not imagining things. The signs are real. The love is real. The alignment is happening. You're not just close, you're on the brink. The angels are standing at attention. The universe is holding its breath, because any moment now, the one your spirit has prayed for will appear. And they will recognize you, not just by your face, but by your frequency. And when you touch, even if just a hand brushing a sleeve, it will send a signal through your soul. You made it. This is the moment your whole life has been preparing you for. Let go of fear. Let go of doubt. Let go of anything that tells you you're not ready, because ready or not, it's already unfolding. Your name is being whispered in the ears of destiny. Your future is pulling you closer with every breath. So keep your eyes open, keep your heart soft, keep your spirit anchored. And when the whisper becomes a presence, when the nudge becomes a meeting, when the sign becomes a soul, say yes, say thank you, say amen. Because you didn't miss it. You didn't fall behind. You didn't ask for too much. You asked for the right thing, in the right way, at the right time. And heaven has been preparing your yes all along. If this moved your spirit, let the angels hear your readiness. Type, I'm in divine alignment. I welcome the one sent for me. The time is near. The signs are clear. And your soul knows. It's almost time to meet the one who was always yours. When you finally meet, the recognition will be instant. Not because everything lines up perfectly. Not because you've both lived flawless lives, but because your souls will exhale, because you'll both feel it. In your chest, in your silence, in that deep inner knowing that says, it's you. You're real, not a fantasy, not a placeholder, not a dream you have to wake up from, but a living answer. To every prayer you thought went unheard, to every night you cried out wondering if heaven ever heard your voice, they will see you, not with their eyes first, but with their spirit. And their spirit will say, you've come. You won't need to perform. You won't need to hide the scars. You won't need to protect your softness. Because this isn't the kind of love that requires armor. It's the kind of love that invites rest. They'll weep when they realize the one they've been begging God for was you all along. They'll try to explain how they knew, how your voice sounds like peace, how your presence feels like home, how everything inside them remembers you, even if their mind can't place why. And you'll laugh, not because it's funny, but because it's unbelievably perfect, because the signs suddenly make sense, the random dreams, the nudges to wait just a little longer, the strange feeling that love was close. You'll remember the times you nearly gave up, the people you almost settled for, the tears you wiped away silently, telling yourself, maybe love like that isn't for me. And now, here it is, not wrapped in perfection, but drenched in purpose, not flashy, but true. And you'll realize those coincidences were divine appointments. Every delayed flight, every cancelled plan, every closed door, all were heaven's choreography, bringing you to the very moment your souls would collide. There won't be fireworks. There will be stillness, a holy silence, a sacred hush, the kind that falls over the room when God steps in and says, "This is what I promised you." You'll remember the feeling in your chest when you walked into the room that day, how everything softened, how your body relaxed before your mind caught up, because your spirit knew first. You'll remember how their eyes didn't just look at you, they recognized you. How their hands shook a little when they touched yours, not out of fear, but reverence, because they could feel the weight of the prayers they prayed, now standing before them, and years from now, when your hair is silver, and your hands are wrinkled from decades of holding each other through storms, you'll sit side by side and one of you will whisper, "Remember how hard we prayed for this?" And the other will smile through tears that still come from the memory, because nothing compares to a love that was built on surrender, a love that was carved from years of waiting, a love that was not rushed, but reverently assembled. You won't talk about the things you achieved. You'll talk about the things you overcame, the patience, the obedience, the moments of silence when heaven asked you to trust. And now, here you are, with the one who once knelt on the floor, crying out for your name without knowing what it was, the one, whose voice traveled across realms to reach your dreams, the one whose arrival is not an accident, but a divine unfolding. The angels will be watching, quietly smiling, because some love stories aren't written in ink. They're written in tears, in whispered prayers, in surrender. They're not born from fairy tales. They're born from faith. The kind of faith that says, even when I can't see it, I still believe love is coming. The kind that holds space for the kind of connection that doesn't just change your relationship, it changes your soul. And the angels? They've been writing this chapter since the day you were born. They've watched your paths, cross and uncross, pause and progress, stumble and rise, all leading here, to the moment you'll look at them and say, "I see you." And they'll reply, "I've been looking for you in every stranger's smile, in every quiet night, in every answered prayer." Because some unions aren't lucky, they're legacy, born of timing.